Hello friends, welcome back to Final Fantasy Tactics War of the Lions, Red Dot Edition, where we investigate some red dots, and then some more red dots, and then maybe some more red dots, who knows. We'll play it by ear. This map is, if I remember, silly. I guess we're gonna do this. We have like 8 or 9 characters that we can play on different maps. We can bring in, we can do stuff. This map's real short, and it's got 2 pew pew mages, a knight, a couple jumpy jumps, and a dude with a bow. And depending on what your jump is, good luck. Now that we have thieves that we're using, get to see if anything has anything worth stealing. Looks like everything they're currently equipped with can be purchased. We've stopped caring about money, really. Thanks, grinding JP. Thieves are pointless. Hooray. So we're just going to let stuff come to us. Well, almost. It would be great if I had Barrage equipped. But Balthier, when he has his Brave up, is basically unkillable. So, it basically murders everything. He takes his pistol and goes pew pew, and then gun violence happens and everything dies. Not a huge fan of the nerfed version of all of these sword skills in this version of the game. Like, this skill should be hitting out to here, but it was nerfed because apparently it's too good, and to be fair, it's way too good. We're on some funky classes just because we're trying to cap them on Ramza. So don't mind the very random why am I a Lancer with no jump skills, because if you think about it, it's not going to make any more sense. Nor is why that guy is casting poison instead of something that can do anything at all. Balthier's just gonna shoot some dudes. You'll notice the terrain here makes this interesting at times. You can't actually tell when your jump's gonna land, so that's cool. Like, it could be right now, it could be tomorrow, it could be after everything's dead by having lightning bolts dropped on their face. You never quite know. Personally, I hope it's before they move. That'd be fun. Also, I didn't attack the black mage because I figured our ninja would probably kill him. Hey, that was absolute perfect timing to show off how stupid Jump is. Thanks, Jump. You're the best. And by that I mean, you are quite literally the worst skill in the entire game. That is a melee replacement skill. It's cute that guy thought he was going to get away. They figured out how to cast damaging spells. Why would I throw an item when I can throw a rock? This guy's gotta be dead, right? Yay. That was this map. You'll find that maps that are big storyline fights are pretty interesting, and other maps are kinda there. And it's cool that they're there and all, but... Okay, if I remember right, I remember that this map is dumb. I believe ninja swords are considered daggers? Question mark, question mark, question mark. I don't remember. A powerful ninja sword. Okay. Is it a knife, though? Okay. Ramza now has 5 move, and his jump there should read infinite. Which means we can actually go a little crazy with how we set him up here. Never mind. I sold all of the boots. Now that is a bad hat. Could give him a beret. He could be immune to a bunch of things. Instead, we're going to give him a headband. And either of those two pieces of equipment would be great, but he can't. Goodness gracious. Who has all my good stuff equipped? Yeah, I'm going to borrow that for a second. The downside of not buying like 10 of everything is that sometimes you just want some stuff on different characters. I think I want my summoner for this one. And Agrius gets to come because she's just good most of the time. Balthier and my ninja, similarly to Ramza, she doesn't get ignored height. Can she learn it? That's the question. She can. Does it suck that they only have 5 move? It does. Is it going to suck enough that I'd want to give them more than 5 move? If I remember this correctly, the answer is no. Also can't remember if it's here that I need this for. We're gonna find out. This may be a terrible decision all around. Ah, it's not. I think my two jumpies go here. And this team here. There's a 50-50 chance I'm remembering this map correctly. We either meet a new... Oh, I remember this map incorrectly. However, we also want the ignore height here because it sucks otherwise. We just really want slightly more move than we have. This map. Meet Melodul. She has a defender and a chantage, and we like both of those things. These are summoners. We don't like them. These are archers. We are essentially not giving a single shit what they do. And that's a ninja. Wouldn't mind her weapons, I think. First things first. We're gonna pray. And now all hell is about to break loose. There's a very good chance this recording might get cut short because of unforeseen, my party got murdered. That is the dumbest outcome we could have. Boy, oh boy. Did not have Balthier getting charmed on my bingo card. He's gonna wake up, and my gear's gonna be gone. When in doubt, though. Oh, didn't even wake him up. That's neat. I love this game with its charm. That was a nice waste of a Shiva. I will counter with Bahamut. And that was cool and all, but I think we can do one better. So I'll be right back. You're not even going to notice that time passed, except those war funds might be slightly different. Okay, we'll come back. I didn't like how that all happened, and I may have stolen everyone's weapons. And by may have, I mean I did. Not a fan of how Defender is a two-handed weapon. That's kind of real dumb. So... whatever. But first... Delita is remembering his sister. War of the Lions seems to have just written out one of the characters that was in the original Final Fantasy Tactics, sort of Delita's advisor friend. That was a spy. Believe she'd have shown up in several scenes by now. Let's assume there's poachable stuff here. There probably won't be. Or at least nothing good, but we can pretend. We get a battle with a bunch of chocobos. They're fun and all, but a few of them can actually mess up our day. The yellow ones heal, the red ones drop meteors, and the black ones do some weird stuff. We will probably get is probably the wrong word, but we'll see them in action at some point. And we would particularly not like to have meteors dropped on our head. Meteors are kind of awful like that. So many meteors. Agrius kind of falls off a cliff in this version of the game. Trying to nerf Knight Swords and Holy Sword skills just kind of ends up making a character that has some problems staying relevant. Depth 2 is bad. We cannot stand in Depth 2. Or we can stand in it, we just can't do anything while we're standing in it. Little burbs can, though. So that's good for them. In case I didn't tell you or you didn't know, every monster race has 3 different types, tier 1, 2, and 3. In this case, it goes yellow, black, red. every monster has this breakdown. Tier 3 usually drops better gear, or has better poaches than Tier 1 does, and than Tier 2 does. Hey Chris, you're one of my favorite characters, but you're so bad in this game. With the huge nerfs to her equipment, the accessory she's wearing should give her auto haste. It doesn't, because apparently that was too good. At least her starting weapon is a two-hander that we stole. That's terrible, but it's also the best knight sword. At least to start with. It does have good defenses, and it's not like we're not using Blade Guard to make physical attacks meaningless anyway. But that with the range nerf on her sword skills, it's going to affect her a lot. It's going to affect the last character we get a little bit less, because he's horrifically overpowered and is still just as busted as ever. Only shifted down like one tier of goodness, so he's not S+++, he's just S++ or S+. It actually does make Balthier probably the best damage dealer in the game by far, even though he too was nerfed. You just can't nerf barrage plus giant weapon. Like, it's just double damage all the time. Double damage over auto attack. That was real fast, so let's do one more. Got a cutscene and everything.
Enter in the church, passing bold, Ramza. I shall ask it plain. Why has the High Confessor planted you amongst Goltana's men? I see no harm in telling you. Duke Goltana and Count Orlando. I am to assassinate them. Groups such as the Corpse Brigade, ill-contented with the crown and the nobility, are in no short supply. The church only fans rebellion's flame. The people tire of war, and their disdain for the crown waxes with each passing day. Of course, Goltana and Rog want to put down the rebellions at home, only they lack the troops to do so. To break the impasse, they seek to bring an end to the conflict for good and all. Even as we speak, their armies mass at Fort Besselah to that purpose. Then these months of rebellion and unrest, it all goes as the High Confessor had planned. Yes, but it will not end as they have hoped. Larg and Goltana will be assassinated once the battle begins. Cut off one head, and two more spring forth. So naturally, their closest allies must die with them. Count Orlando of the Order of the Southern Sky, Zalbag of the Northern, and of course, Lord Dysadark. With their leaders gone, the fighting will cease, and they will have no choice but to embrace the peace we offer. A peace? Or surrender on the church's terms? The people will proffer to the church the role of mediator with hands upraised. What's more, the church will have the Zodiac Braves. But there's the rub. One thing yet remains between the church and the Aurosite. The heretic, Ramza Beowulf. Is that it? We've come to fetch the Aurosite for your masters? I am no hound are not. As long as they remain so, you are no enemy of mine. Delita. Let us fight this together. I cannot join you. She needs me far too much to leave her now. The princess? Prince or princess, the church cares not. It craves only power. A puppet state, with the High Confessor at its strings. This is their grand plan for Ivalice. And you? Do you not use Ovilia to fulfill your own ambitions? I cannot say. I am sure only of this. To save her life, I would gladly give my own. You must think this strange. No. I understand only too well.
When the heretic becomes our bail, you are besieged. You will surrender yourself up to us at once.
I know that voice. Confessor Salmor.
Okay. If you could hear over the piano going dink dink dink. That's nice. This is where we would really like to have ignore height, because there's a building we got to get up, and if we have a lot of movement, we could easily get up there with a lot of jump. But if we don't have a lot of jump, it's really hard to get up there real fast. So we're just going to let Balthier dink away at him, as the rest of us move this way. The female Geomancer skin is pretty cute. They don't have anything of note, really. Zalmo has nothing. And this Oracle / Mystic Heiden back here has a bow. Because this game's weird. Delita has sword skills. And those don't have a height limiter. And Agrius has sword skills. And those don't have a height on them. And the enemy's going to get to go a bunch of times, but it's really not going to matter. Because that's going to be the King of Dragons paying a visit to this battlefield. going to be a lot of stuff happening. As long as that didn't put my summoner to sleep. Oh, they're trying. Just in case. Awesome. Man, she thought she could block that. On to the next. Goodbye, Zamo. You were a dick. 20k in a ring. That's a decent reward. And now Ramza and Alita go separate ways again. Hey, speak of the devil. I always want to call her Patty after the Breath of Fire 2 character. Not her name, but... And next time, we head to Fort Bessele through the Sand Waste. But before then, we should have some new rumors. Here we go, the Cursed Isle of Nelveska. Speak of the devil. There's nothing we can do there yet, because we are missing a Zodiac Stone, I believe. I mean, I'm gonna walk there, and we're gonna find out that it doesn't do anything. And I'm gonna look silly. See? Nothing there yet. Eventually, though. That, however, is for next time. Y'all have a good one. I will see you then.